The very first Grand Theft Auto wastes no time crossing a line. In GTA 1's Liberty City missions, the player is ordered to assassinate none other than the President of the United States. The briefing describes him as spreading lies over the airwaves, and the only way to stop him is to kill him. This wasn't a street crime or a gang feud. It was political murder, something almost unheard of in games in 1997. By putting the president in your crosshairs, Rockstar made it clear from day one that GTA would break taboos and rewrite what was possible in video game storytelling. GTA 2 pushes the series into even darker territory. The Russian mafia boss Jerkov gives the player the mission Dog Homicide. The job is simple but horrific. Drive a bus across the city, collect civilians, and deliver them to a factory. The factory is revealed to be producing meat for the mafia, strongly implied to be made from the people you bring in. It's cannibalism disguised as satire, and it forces the player into one of the bleakest setups in the entire series. GTA 2 may have been wrapped in dark comedy, but missions like this showed there was nothing funny about the world you were working for. Every city in GTA has its myths. For Liberty City, that myth has a name: Darkel. Darkel was a cut character planned for Grand Theft Auto 3. He was designed as a chaotic figure who would hand out destructive missions, but Rockstar removed him late in development. Over the years, rumors spread that one of his jobs would have targeted school buses across Liberty City. Rockstar's denied this, insisting the mission never existed. Still, the evidence keeps the legend alive. Darkel's model is left behind in the files. School buses remain coded into the game, but never appear in traffic. And across Liberty City, burned-out buses sit abandoned, locked away from player access. Together, those leftovers make the Darkel myth one of the darkest in GTA history. Not all of GTA 3's horror was cut. Some of it is right in the game. Marty Chonks owns the Bitchin' Dog food factory, and he's drowning in debt. Desperate, he hires Claude to lure his problems inside the factory.
The name's Chonks, Marty Chonks. I run the Bitchin' Dog food factory around the corner. I got money troubles, but hey, who doesn't, right?
A loan shark. A rival. Even his unfaithful wife. Each time the door slams shut, screams echo from inside, and the victims never walk out.
See that, partner? Whoa! Put it down. Come on, put it down.
The implication is chilling. Marty's turning his enemies into dog food. But in true GTA fashion, the cycle of violence doesn't end with him. His wife's lover eventually shows up, kills Marty, and takes control of the factory. A petty debt spirals into betrayal and murder, leaving behind one of the grimmest side arcs in the 3D era of GTA. Most of the time, CJ plays it cool. He jokes, he schemes, he hustles. But in one mission, that calm mask slips, and what follows is one of the most merciless kills in the series. The setup comes in the mission Deconstruction, where CJ helps his friend Zero deal with harassment from a rival construction company. The foreman blocking their plans doesn't seem like a villain, just another worker caught in a business feud. But Rockstar doesn't give him a way out. CJ forces the man into a pit, then climbs into a cement mixer and buries him alive beneath wet concrete. The foreman's last words, "Holy crap, I didn't see nothing," echo as the cement hardens around him. It's not revenge, it's not justice, it's intimidation. A violent message to anyone standing in CJ's way. For a moment, he isn't the loyal Grove Street soldier or the reluctant hero. He's something darker. Judge, jury, and executioner, sealing a man's fate under tons of stone. When people think of the darkest GTA missions, they rarely mention GTA Advance. But hidden in its story is one of the series' most unsettling moments. The mission has the player storm a school campus to abduct Yuka, the niece of a Yakuza leader. It isn't a rival gangster or a corrupt businessman. It's a defenseless family member. The job is handed down as part of the criminal underworld's power struggle, and the player is forced to carry it out. Rockstar doesn't sensationalize the act. The scene is delivered in the stripped-down, top-down format of Advance, but the implications are stark. Few missions in GTA history push the player so directly into moral territory this uncomfortable. making it one of the franchise's most disturbing low points. If CJ's cement burial was personal, Tony Cipriani's destruction is something else entirely. In the mission Bringing the House Down, Tony drives a van packed with explosives into Staunton Island. The detonation collapses tunnels, destroys a subway line, and reduces half the district to rubble. Rival gangsters are buried in the blast, but so are construction workers and pedestrians unlucky enough to be nearby. The carnage doesn't discriminate. Cars are launched into the air, buildings crumble, and Liberty City is scarred by the fallout. It's not a gang feud, it's not a targeted hit, it's terror on a massive scale, and Tony carries it out without hesitation. Moments like this define Tony as more than just a mob enforcer. They paint him as one of the most ruthless protagonists Rockstar has ever written, a man willing to level a city block to settle a score. Few GTA missions are stranger than those involving Giovanni Casa. By day, he runs a Liberty City deli. By night, he indulges in an unsettling double life, one that even his own mother mocks. In the mission Dead Meat, Tony Cipriani is sent to kill him. The execution is brutal. Giovanni's chopped into pieces, stuffed into a van, and delivered back to his own deli. The implication is sickening. His body's about to be served as product to unsuspecting customers. Rockstar didn't stop at implication. If the player damages the van before delivery, the remains can actually be seen inside, a grim detail hidden in plain sight. And after the mission, Giovanni's name is carved onto a headstone in Liberty City's cemetery, cementing one of the darkest side arcs in the 3D era. Some characters in GTA return to chase power. For Avery Carrington, the real estate mogul first introduced in Vice City, that comeback ends in horror. In Liberty City stories, Avery arrives in town to expand his property empire, but his former protege, Donald Love, sees him as a threat. Donald orders Tony Cipriani to assassinate Avery and steal his development plans. The job doesn't end with a simple hit. In a grotesque twist, Donald demands Avery's body be delivered to him. The implication is clear. Donald intends to consume it. And just like with Giovanni Casa, if the player damages the van during transport, the grim cargo is revealed inside. It's one of Rockstar's most shocking callbacks, a familiar face from Vice City, reduced to nothing more than meat for Donald Love's hunger, cementing his place as one of the most unhinged figures in GTA's history. Vice City Stories introduces a rare sight in the GTA universe, a baby. For most players, that alone is shocking, since children almost never appear in the series. The baby belongs to Louise Cassidy Williams, Victor Vance's girlfriend, but her home life is far from safe. Louise's husband is an abusive drunk, and Victor is drawn into her struggle. In one mission, the player is tasked with confronting and eliminating the husband after he lashes out violently. For a moment, it feels like a rescue, a chance for Louise and her child to start fresh. But Rockstar never gives Vice City Stories a happy ending. Later in the game, Louise is murdered by the antagonist Jerry Martinez, leaving her baby motherless. The storyline closes with a rare moment of genuine tragedy, a bleak reminder that even innocence doesn't survive in GTA's world. The handheld entry Chinatown Wars hides one of the series' grimmest missions under its stylized visuals. In Flatliner, the player is ordered by Zhu Ming to abduct a former associate being transported in an ambulance. The man betrayed Zhu years earlier, and now he's in police custody, clinging to life with a fragile heart condition. The objective isn't to kill him quickly. Instead, the player has to carefully drive the ambulance across Liberty City, avoiding damage that could stop the man's heart before delivery. When he finally reaches Zhu, the scene takes a brutal turn. Zhu rips the man's heart from his chest while he's still alive. An execution made all the more disturbing because the player was forced to preserve the victim's life just long enough for it to happen. It's a rare case where restraint becomes cruelty. In Chinatown Wars, the most evil act isn't pulling the trigger. It's keeping someone alive to suffer a fate worse than death. Liberty City in GTA 4 is full of moral crossroads, but few are as heartless as the choice involving Dwayne Forge. After serving time in prison, Dwayne is left broken, bitter, depressed, and clinging to the past. Nico becomes one of the few people he trusts, but his rival, Playboy X, sees him as dead weight and demands that Nico take him out. Pulling the trigger brings nothing but regret. Killing Dwayne earns Nico a rundown apartment and a permanent hatred of Playboy's old friends. More importantly, it destroys one of the few genuine bonds Nico forms in Liberty City. On the other hand, if Nico spares Dwayne and eliminates Playboy instead, Dwayne becomes a loyal ally. Rockstar framed this decision as a test of conscience. There's no money, no empire waiting on the other side. Just the question of whether the player will kill a broken man for nothing. It's one of the coldest options in GTA's history. For most of the Ballad of Gay Tony, Louise Lopez plays the role of level-headed fixer. But in the mission High Dive, Rockstar strips away the calm and shows just how dangerous he can be. After realizing he's been double-crossed, Louise storms the top of the Rotterdam Tower. There he finds Tahir, one of the men responsible. Louise doesn't hesitate. He throws him off the skyscraper, sending him plummeting to his death. The violence doesn't end there. Louise corners Ahmed at the edge of the rooftop. In a final act of cruelty, he steals Ahmed's parachute and forces him to jump without one, sealing his fate before leaping to safety himself. The scene is brutal, cinematic, and unforgettable. High above Liberty City, Rockstar turns the player into judge and executioner, proving that Louise, normally the most controlled of GTA's protagonists, is capable of savagery when pushed too far. In GTA 5, Rockstar satirized Silicon Valley with a mission that shocked players worldwide. During Friend Request, Michael infiltrates the offices of Life Invader, a parody of Facebook, and sabotages a prototype smartphone. Later on live television, company CEO Jay Norris proudly unveils the device. As he holds it aloft, Michael triggers the hack, and Norris's head explodes in front of a national audience. Framed as dark comedy, the moment doubled as biting social commentary on tech billionaires and corporate excess. But beneath the satire, it remains one of the most graphic public executions in GTA history. Unlike gang hits or street killings, this assassination was staged as a media event, witnessed by millions. With this mission, Rockstar proved that GTA 5 wasn't afraid to shock, blending brutal violence with satire in a way only they could pull off. Rockstar has always walked the line between freedom and shock, but in GTA 5's mission by the book, that line is crossed in full view. The setup is simple. The FIB needs information from a man named Mr. K, and Trevor Phillips is the one ordered to extract it. But unlike most GTA missions, the player isn't given a choice. The game locks you into the role of torturer. Trevor is handed a grim toolbox, pliers, a car battery, even waterboarding. Each sequence plays out in detail, with the player forced to push buttons to carry out the torture. Teeth are pulled, ribs cracked, and Mr. K is broken piece by piece. It's not just another violent cutscene. It's an interactive sequence that makes the player complicit. The result is one of the most uncomfortable experiences in GTA history. For all the chaos and carnage the series is known for, this was the first time many fans asked, did Rockstar go too far? For years, GTA's violence was limited to people, but with GTA 5, Rockstar introduced wildlife and pets into the open world, and with it came the ability to harm them. Hunting is framed as a side activity, but the darker mechanics cut deeper. Even loyal animals aren't safe. The most infamous example involves Chop, Franklin's dog. Normally, Chop can play fetch, walk alongside Franklin as a rare symbol of companionship. But if the player replaces his ball with a grenade, Chop will chase it, with tragic consequences. It's a hidden mechanic that shocked players when it was discovered. And it's not the only case. The game allows players to target stray dogs, wildlife, even Greyfriar's Bobby, a faithful pet who visits his master's grave. None of it is scripted. None of it is required. But the fact that the system allows it shows Rockstar's commitment to player freedom, even when it leads to some of the darkest choices of the series. Not every evil act in GTA comes from the streets. Sometimes it comes from the highest levels of government. In Monkey Business, Michael, Trevor, and Franklin infiltrate a secret government facility to steal a chemical weapon. The heist is staged like a typical job, Break in, secure the target, escape. But what's stolen isn't money or diamonds. It's nerve gas, a weapon designed to wipe out lives on a massive scale. The crew doesn't keep it. Instead, they hand it over to the same corrupt agencies that ordered the job in the first place. There's no moral high ground, no attempt to justify it. It's pure trafficking in weapons of mass destruction, carried out under the thin excuse of national security. Rockstar doesn't shy away from the implications. Monkey business isn't about making money. It's about showing how human life is just another bargaining chip in the endless cycle of power and corruption. At the end of GTA 5, Franklin is given a choice. The FIB and Devin Weston want Trevor or Michael dead, and it's up to the player to decide. Each path is brutal. Choosing to kill Trevor forces Franklin to chase him down in a fiery pursuit. Trevor crashes into a gas tanker, doused in fuel, and Franklin pulls the trigger, igniting him in flames. It's one of the most graphic executions in the series, made worse by Trevor's desperate pleas in his final moments. The alternative, killing Michael, is no less cruel. Franklin corners him at a power station. Michael begs for his life, insisting Franklin is like a son. But if the player goes through with it, Franklin lets him fall to his death, shattering the DeSanta family in an instant. Both outcomes are irreversible. Both leave a scar. For a game built on chaos and satire, the finale forces players into one of the darkest choices in GTA's history, deciding which protagonist must die.